How aerial reforestation works. Bomb nature with trees. Mother Nature missiles. Attack deforestation with the utmost aggression. Fuck yes. This is my aesthetic. New idea, if a guy responds to public breastfeeding with, "So why can't I pull out my dick and ejaculate?" Ask him if he intends to feed his sperm to children. And watch the conversation get real uncomfortable real fast as the asshole scrambles to compare an actual sexual organ to fatty tissue that contains nutritious milk. Even better, just loudly exclaim, "You feed your sperm to children," and watch everyone else react. Amory can but Amory shouldn't. Can this be our foreign policy from now on? Small talk tip for people who hate small talk. Ask people if they have any pets. This is light and impersonal enough to offend no one. People who have pets are usually pretty excited to talk about them and show off pictures, so there's a good chance that you will be looking at kittens and doggos. People who neither have nor want pets are pretty rare. It's a neutral topic to talk about, but be prepared for the weirdest shit. I once spent an hour listening to a financial manager who kept tropical velvet earthworms. That sounds like an excellent reason to try this strategy. All M&M commercials are actually random scenes from an underground fetish film we are not strong enough to handle. Not all thoughts need to be shared. Like if you love robots. Reply if you love robots. Reblog if you love robots. Ignore if you are former President George W. Bush. George W. Bush stares in confusion and horror at his Tumblr dashboard. His hand trembles over the reblog button. Behind him, thousands of figurines line the walls. Gundams, Evus, Wall-E, C-3PO R2-D2 stares at him expectantly. Which part of his identity will he deny? My sister's dad opened the freezer and a blob of ice fell on his foot and hurt him, and he was like yelling and hopping and shit, and I was like, "Hey, maybe you should put some ice on that." Your sister's dad. "Hey kid, come closer, I wanna start some shit." Hesitantly steps closer. "Thanks, but I'd like for you to come even closer than that. I really want to start some shit, and it would be better if you are as close as possible." Slowly takes a few more steps forward. "Okay, that's close enough. By the way, I really appreciate you coming this close. It really does make starting shit a lot easier. So thank you for that." "You're welcome. So, what kinda shit you gonna start?" "I wanna start a friend shit." Teaching kindergarten is like being an ambassador to beings from another planet and teasing them to assimilate to our culture. No, we do not lick water fountains. Perhaps that is acceptable on your planet, but here on Earth we prefer to drink from water fountains. Physics might be a little different on your planet, but here when you throw things they typically fall and break. Grabbing people and shaking them violently is not considered a proper greeting on this planet. This is real. Therapy got a drive-through or some? Welcome to Shrink in the Box, can I take your disorder? The most obnoxious part of the holiday season is commercials that try to sound like Twas the Night Before Christmas and have a dinky xylophone playing in the background while the narrator tells you in rhyme to buy a Ford. "Twas the night before Christmas, and I swear to the Lord, I will break your goddamn ankles if you don't buy this Ford." I like when you're in the grocery store and you see people buying eggs because they always pick up the carton and then open it like it's a metal briefcase full of cash involved in a drug deal and they're confirming it's money. Don't bother counting it, it's all there 12. Then they always pick one up and inspect it like, "Yeah, it's grade A, alright." The real deal. People are checking to see if any of the eggs are cracked, you walnut. My favorite part of Rocketman was during the quiet emotional parts when Elton was at his lowest and you could hear Godzilla scream from the theater next door. Barn falling into a swamp. If years ago you told me that signing up for this site meant that I would someday empathize with a barn, I would have lost so hard. God left us long ago, but if you're quiet, if you press your ears up against the walls, you can still hear him humming. Hey guys, what the fuck is going on here? Last night I dreamed that scientists used a really bad picture of me to prove humans are closely related to goats, and I was so insulted I woke up. The idea of spontaneously getting on a train and going somewhere far might be romantic in another country, but England is far too small for that. Pull in eternal sunshine and go where? Fucking slough. Go to fucking slough and get a fucking boots meal deal. I only understand about 60% of the words in this post, but I still think it's funny. Boys are so lucky they have boners to tell them that they're horny, because girls are just like, am I horny? Or am I hungry? Or am I bored? I don't know, I don't have a dick. That's definitely an interesting take, but sometimes we get boners for no reason and it's something like, what is it boy? Did you see something? You two are my new favorite people on this site. I've come to inform you all the ancient Greeks spelled Thoth, the Egyptian deity as Ao. Hey thanks, now die. Thoth was the god of knowledge, so it wouldn't be inappropriate to ask, Ao, what's this? Don't like this post. My superpower is going into a bookstore and immediately forgetting the name of every book I've ever wanted to read. No Wi-Fi, talk to each other, call your mom, pretend it's 1993. Live, no telephones, talk to each other, face to face only. Write a letter, send a telegram to your mom, pretend it's 1860. Live, no writing, talk to each other, throw a rock at your mom. Pretend it's 10,000 BCE. Live. URGGA Raugraga, rub, smacks hands on wall with paint. No higher brain functions. Use your reptilian brain. Eat your mom's corpse. She died to provide you with sustenance. Pretend you just arose from the sea. Survive. No multicellular trays. Use your symbiotic mitochondria. Reproduce asexually. You're your own parent. Pretend it's 2BY evolve. No life. Use fundamental physical forces to form spherical objects revolving around one another in space. Fuse hydrogen into helium using gravitational pressure to produce heat and light. Pretend it's 4.5 BY stabilize into equilibria. No matter exists in the void without purpose or meaning. There is no you. Only the vast concept of nothing. Time does not exist. B.